Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to my reaction to the NFL Divisional round, and obviously, we're going to be talking about the predictions for the conference round later on. So, tune in for that. So, the first game that I'm going to talk about is the Saturday games. Obviously, we had the Rams and Packers going out first. So, the defense of the Rams is great, and the Packers' offense was great. So, this was a really good matchup. Jared Goff played a decent game. You're not sure, really, if you're a Rams fan, if you want to keep him. He's like a solid quarterback that can get it done, but he's not really like a franchise quarterback, so we'll have to see there. Cam Akers, though, is looking promising. He had 90 yards, 5 yards per rush, and a touchdown. So, obviously, the Rams didn't have Cooper Kupp, so they were a little bit hurt there. But the Packers really had their way in this one. They had A-Rod having 2 touchdowns, 300 yards. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and A.J. Dillon played a really good rushing game. And obviously, Devontae Adams got his, and Lazard was the one who stepped up out of him and MVS little duo that one of them have to step up, and this time it was Lazard. So that one was a good win for the Packers. They win 32-18, and they're looking like a Super Bowl ready team. They could win it all this year. We'll have to see. So the next game we got is the Ravens and Bills. So that was a pretty good game as well. You know, it was low scoring though, 17-3, a really low scoring game. You want to see more out of the former MVP Lamar Jackson, but honestly, I can't put all the blame on him, truly. The Ravens, they just don't have a really good offense, whether it's the receivers you want to talk about or it's the coaching that they're doing. Their plays just aren't as good for a team that has someone as dynamic as Lamar Jackson. And honestly, there needs to be some changes there, whether they sign a big name free agent receiver or anything like that. Now, for the Bills side of things, they did not play the best game. Josh Allen only had 23 completions out of 37 attempts. It wasn't the best game for him. He had 1 touchdown. They usually score well over 30 points. In their past 6 or 7 games, they scored well over 17 points for sure. So the Ravens defense did play really well, though. The Bills having a lack of rush game is going to hurt them while they advance in this playoffs. So we'll have to see if they could go to the Super Bowl, honestly, with this team. If they can't get a rushing game, then it's going to be tough for them to beat some teams that they have to face. But, of course, Stephon Diggs had a great game. He always has a great game. Stephon Diggs is really blossoming into a top 5 receiver in the NFL. But the next game we got is the Browns and Chiefs. This one was on Sunday, of course. So the Browns and Chiefs was a really highly anticipated game. Two high-octane offenses. You got Baker Mayfield with the Browns and Patrick Mahomes, of course, on the Chiefs, the reigning MVP. So, in this one, it was a pretty decent game. You know, Baker Mayfield didn't play his best game. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 23 for 37 on completion 2 attempts. Of course, Nick Chubb, and they had a really good potent rushing attack with him and Kareem Hunt. But the Browns just couldn't get it done, honestly. In this one, once Patrick Mahomes went down, that opened the door wide for them. I believe it was either late in the third or early in the fourth. So they definitely had time to come back, but they just could not get it done, and it's honestly disappointing of them. You definitely want to see them get back there because Baker Mayfield, if he is who he says he is, then he should be getting that done for his team. Honestly, there's no excuse. The Chiefs did not score in the fourth quarter at all, so he had time to get it done, and he just couldn't. Chad Henne came in for Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes got a concussion. He's in concussion protocol right now. Hopefully, he makes it for next week. We'll have to see. But Patrick Mahomes went down with a tough hit. He couldn't even get up after the hit. So, prayers up for him for sure. But Chad Henne was able to get it done. He was 6 for 8, and he threw an interception, a really boneheaded interception. But he was able to get it done, close out the game. And they ended up winning that one, 22-17. Yeah, the Chiefs are looking really good as well, man. Kelsey's looking great. He's maybe the offensive player of the year if Derrick Henry doesn't get it, but Derrick Henry probably will. And then Tyreek Hill, we all know about him. He goes off almost every game as well. And then finally, we had the Bucs and the Saints game. Now, this was a flashback to the past, man. You had Tom Brady versus Drew Brees, a really classic matchup that you love to see. But honestly, it's not the same. They're both old. Brady didn't play that good of a game. 18 for 33. That's probably, I want to say 55%, around 55% completion. That's just not going to cut it as a team that you are. This game was mostly about the Bucs defense rather than the offense, but Tom Brady played a decent game. I'd say 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, so it wasn't a terrible game. Their rushing attack wasn't that potent, but they also have Fournette and Ronald Jones doing 60 yards a pop. So I guess it's decent if you look at it. But on the Saints side of things, it's really sad to see Drew Brees go out like that. 3 interceptions, only 1 touchdown. Not a good game out of Brees. It's just a bad game out of Brees. His last game in his home stadium that he's been at for nearly his whole career, honestly. Yeah, the Saints, they're just beating up. Michael Thomas, he just couldn't get it going. He had so much injuries. Kamara, he played a good game, but he can't do it all himself. The Bucs defense just claimed to be too much, honestly. With Devin White, Levante David, Antoine Winfield, and things like that. They have a really good defense. As I predicted, I told y'all, if they all play up to par, they have one of the best teams in the NFL. Probably the best team on paper. So, yeah, that's 4-0 for the weekend, man. Y'all know how I get, man. So, let's get into the conference predictions. So, first off, we got the Chiefs and the Bills. In that one, I got to go with the Chiefs because the Bills have no run game whatsoever. Like, if you can't run versus the Chiefs, then how are you going to take Mahomes and them off the field? They're a high-octane offense. If you think the Bills are that, then the Chiefs are 10 times what the Bills have been. They have 2 phenomenal receivers in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So, yeah, they have a great head coach as well to go along with that. They got a potent rushing attack with people that they can count on, like Le'Veon Bell or even Damian Williams, things like that. So, honestly, I have the Chiefs winning this one. I think they just claim to be too much. But, if Patrick Mahomes is not able to go this Sunday, then the Bills will surely win it because Patrick Mahomes is proven to be the most valuable player on that team. Without Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs do not win this game. But if they do have Patrick Mahomes, they will win this game. Now, moving on to the Bucs and Packers. Now, the Bucs mollywopped the Packers in the regular season. So, I know people are probably thinking like, oh, the Bucs had to win this one. They know what to do versus them. They know what they're doing. But no. I think the Packers have gotten better since that. I think that helped them as a team. They have probably, if it's between them and the Chiefs, honestly, as the best offense in the league. The Packers have a really, really great offense with obviously the second best quarterback, maybe the best quarterback in the league. A top 5 receiver in the league, a top 10 running back in the league. So, I mean, we'll have to see there. The Packers and Bucs. I think the Packers will win this one, though. I think they just have too much on offense for them to be stopped. I think their defense, if they get some stops on the Bucs, which is very possible as Tom Brady is just a shell of himself, honestly. I think the Packers win this one. So, I think the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay will be the Packers versus the Chiefs in a thrilling match. And I was going to say who's going to win that one, but y'all will have to see in the next video. So, yeah, thank y'all for listening. I'll catch y'all on the next one, and peace, man.